So, Bold Endeavour last season started out over fences, and he won a nothing race at Doncaster, a handicap chase, before then going for a Grade 2 and appearing to be disappointing, finishing second to Oscar Elite. Now, to be fair to Oscar Elite, he's actually quite a good horse. Um, but I can understand why Nicky Henderson gave up for the season, went back over hurdles. He wasn't seen again until running in the Coral Cup, where he ran a really eye-catching race, staying on quite strongly. And I highlighted him then for the next race, the handicap hurdle at Cheltenham, back over 2.5 mile, and he didn't quite run down Williston. To be fair to Williston, Williston then came out and won again, winning a Potemps Network long distance handicap hurdle, beating Bold Endeavour. Kind of franking the form and suggesting that that was a good effort from Bold Endeavour. I think this season we'll see Bold Endeavour back over fences. And I think we'll see him back over fences, but also up in trip again. I think they kind of found out when he finished second to Williston that he does stay 3 mile. He does stay a bit further. But the fact that they'd been running him over 2.5 mile, I think there's a race that they should really aim at. And it's that 3 mile handicap at Kempton. So it's 3 mile at Kempton, which means it's an easy 3 mile. And I'm hoping that that's where they aim him. It's really good prize money for the Coral Trophy. I do think he's nicely handicapped over fences off 145. And I think Nicky Henderson's not had him that long. He's still learning about the horse. Yeah, he went straight to Nicky Henderson and went straight over fences. And it kind of worked initially. Then they were disappointed with him. So they dropped him back to hurdles. It didn't quite work. They didn't quite get a win over hurdles. But I think that kind of leaves a little bit of leeway in his chase mark and allow him to go over fences with the big handicaps in mind, rather than aiming them at the graded races. You might see him start off the season in like the Bet for Exchange Stayers Hurdle. I think that's a Haydock, where they could try and win a feature handicap with him and check whether he really does stay the full 3 mile. A 3 mile at Haydock is obviously going to be a lot more testing than 3 mile at Kempton. I think he could win that. If he doesn't and he finishes second or third or fourth, then I think they'll go back over fences and aim for that Coral Trophy at Kempton. It is good prize money, and that's definitely where they should be aiming, Bold Endeavour. But off his current handicap mark, I think he can win a nice handicap over fences. It's whether they really test him and go further than the 3 mile, or whether they find him an easy 3 mile handicap.